Lawyers, if you think being fully booked is going to be a success metric, here's what being fully booked actually costs in dollars and hours right now. In the next 4 minutes, I'm going to share with you a revenue ceiling diagnostic, a 3-number calculation that reveals your real hourly rate and where your structural ceiling lives. And if you want to calculate it for yourself so you can run these numbers today, just drop ceiling in the comments and I'll send it over to you. Now, by way of background, if you're new here, my name is Rajat, and I've been practicing law for almost 15 years. And I also work with young lawyers and solo lawyers to help them build out a practice-centric life rather than a life-centric practice so that they can build a practice that's really aligned with their wellness and their priorities. And in each of these videos, I'm sharing with you one simple tip that you can use immediately to inform your decision-making. Now, just imagine that you're fully booked. Your clients are satisfied, your reputation is solid, but you still feel you are not where you need to be financially, which doesn't really make sense until you do the math. Now, most solo lawyers respond by trying to bill more hours, take more cases, push harder. They'll believe that the answer is volume. More clients, more output, more hours, more money. But that doesn't necessarily work because the ceiling is not really in your efforts, it's in your model. The invisible ceiling here is the amount of hours that you're able to work. And once you hit that time, your revenue is capped. You've hit an architectural limit of a time for money model. Working harder inside the model doesn't raise the ceiling, it just exhausts you faster. So here's a revenue ceiling diagnostic that makes the invisible ceiling visible. So first, we're going to calculate your actual hourly rate. So take your revenue that you've either billed or collected in the past month and divide it by the total amount of hours you worked. Not just the hours you billed, but the amount of hours you spent in your practice. This includes your administrative tasks, your marketing, maybe your billing. The number that you get at the end is your real rate. Now, for most lawyers, solo or otherwise, this real rate is a lot lower than your billing rate because, again, you're factoring in the hours that you can charge the client for. Now, the second step is identify the single service that you think is the most profitable. And obviously, every practice has one. Identify the service and allocate a number of hours that you've done for that service. So how many hours did that specific service take? Then ask one structural question. Is there a way to deliver this service or a version of it in a way that doesn't require as much time from you? This is the idea of delegation. You delegate to either people or technology. And that last question, the question of how do we deliver the same service without requiring the same amount of time, that is at the heart of a revenue model redesign because you're no longer exchanging time for money where revenue is a direct relationship or a function of your personal time. You're starting to be more efficient with your time because you're using other resources. Now, this approach works because you're making the invisible ceiling visible. You can change what you can't see. So once you know the actual number and you've located the service that you could improve on it, you're going to stop adding volume to a cap model and you're starting to redesign the structure that created the cap. And again, you can run the calculation today. And when you're ready to redesign the model, that'll be the next step. So you want access to the hourly rate calculator, just drop ceiling below and I'll send it over to you. You can run the calculation today, identify which service is creating the ceiling, and know the starting point for your revenue model redesign before you spend another hour trying to improve a model that's already shown you its limit. Chat soon. Cheers.